In school, I didn't really have much friends, so it was like I felt kind of lonely. When I joined JCCA, it made me feel more comfortable to express myself and communicate with my peers. I was able to share my interests and get along with others.
You need all the support you can get and friends also as you go along.
If I walk into the Bronx office right now, everybody knows my name. Everybody knows who I am. It's like a family. I know the security. I know the people that work at the desk.
If it wasn't for the support of them like boosting me and like giving me like the tough love that I needed, I wouldn't even be graduating on time with my class. I most likely will, honestly speaking, would be getting left back.
Jcca will help me with a lot of things. Like I said, it helped me with changing my mentality, changing how I view things as well.
I thank them for pushing me the way that they did.
It is life-changing. It was for me, and that it's okay to ask for help. Like, you don't have to feel ashamed.
I appreciate Jcca for everything that they've done. I probably wouldn't be the person I am today without Jcca.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to JCCA's annual celebration of Hope Gala. And welcome back to those of you who have already joined me before here in my kitchen in Brooklyn, New York. I will again be your fundraising host for the night. As with before, just a little bit of housekeeping before we dive into the meat of the event itself. You can actually make a donation at any point this evening, okay? So don't feel like you have to wait for a specific moment. You can donate as many times as you want as well, and you can do so by clicking the donate button, believe it or not. You just have to click that donate button on your screens, or you can scan your QR code. So that will mean using your cell phone, scan the QR code, which will take you straight to the fundraising platform itself. So get those phones out and ready. If you're wondering what a QR code is at this stage, and I'm a little bit curious as to where you've been for the last 15 months, but those are the two best ways to make a donation. And again, you can give a donation at any point throughout the night. And if you have any technical issues whatsoever, just hit the FAQ button on your screen for real-time support. They are there in real time right now to help you. There is absolutely no reason why we can't all give something for tonight's incredible support of JCCA. So as always, there is a chat feature, which I love. I want to know, where are you tuning in from? Who are you watching with? Who are you thinking about when you're making donations? Fire up that chat feature. Let's have some fun with it. The more engaged you are in the chat feature, the more I know that you're out there and you're sharing and you're spreading that love. So thank you so much to all of those who have already got involved. Now that we've got through all of the housekeeping bits and pieces, that is out of our way. Next, you will be hearing from the incredible co-chairs, Stanley Barshay, Barbara Salmonson, Judith Messina, and Marina Rabinovich. So enjoy, and I will see you very soon.
Good evening and welcome to JCCA's 2021 Celebration of Hope. We wish we could be together in person tonight, but we're so glad to be together in support of the wonderful children and families of JCCA. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight.
Tonight's program will show you some of our city's most amazing young people and the ways JCCA's life-changing support helps transform their futures, just as JCCA helped me many, many years ago. That's why we're all here tonight, to help change the future.
What we do this evening will make such a big difference for the kids tomorrow, next year, and beyond. So I hope you will hit the donate button and give generously. It's easy, it's important, it's why we're here.
Thank you so much for attending tonight. We are so grateful for your support. But before we begin, let's have a toast to a wonderful evening and a wonderful organization. Co-chairs, raise your glasses. Cheers to JCCA.
It is important to acknowledge that before COVID, JCCA served the most disadvantaged, vulnerable communities in the city. It was exactly these neighborhoods that took the greatest brunt of this pandemic. I don't think there's any mental health expert who won't agree that living through this pandemic is at least one adverse childhood experience.
It changed the way I think and look at things a lot. I used to be this social person. Now I'm really not. I'm not really social. I just stick to myself. I isolate myself.
It did get a little lonely because, you didn't get to see your friends. Work was really hard, a lot of pressure, a lot of assignments just piling up.
I did fall off at a point in time, like during the pandemic. I feel like everybody has been in those moments where they just felt so depressed.
While adults were suffering physically, our teens suffered mentally. The emotional state and the issues they were already coping with were exasperated so majorly.
I was in 2 good working internships. COVID hit, lots of internships, and I had to stay home. I went through heavy depression.
The fact that I can't go into the agency when I want to, or if I need something, like I gotta struggle to reach everybody because of some people are in the office, some people aren't.
It was fun at first because you didn't have to go to school. Everybody's like, yes, no school, it was amazing. But after a while, you kind of miss school and you kind of miss going into the building and seeing everybody and just hanging out with your friends.
It has caused trauma for people, and that it will have a long-term impact on all of us.
COVID really sideswiped us a lot. Everyone suffered. Families had losses that we couldn't fathom or we couldn't have planned for.
These families are going through a lot, especially with children who have these chronic conditions and always going into the hospital for one reason or another, or the children who are having emotional outbursts.
Many of the families that we serve are in the service industry, and they were out there very vulnerable to this illness.
Many people had lost their jobs and were trying to navigate the unemployment system. We had a lot of families who are undocumented, so weren't even able to obtain those government benefits.
The families, a lot of my families, some of them are really struggling to make ends meet.
People weren't able to pay, their rent, and bills were piling up.
We were really able, because of the generosity of our community, to support families.
There were multiple programs or initiatives that came out maybe in about April of 2020 last year. One of them was a grant for parents specifically who had lost their jobs because of COVID. The clients that I worked with who received it were so grateful, like they couldn't even believe it. They were getting tearful talking about it, but it was helpful. It was really helpful for them, to pay for whatever they had.
Good evening. I'm so happy to welcome you to JCCA's virtual gala. My name is Ron Richter, and I'm the Chief Executive Officer and Executive Director of JCCA. It's wonderful to be here this evening with you. It's been a long year, or 16 months, of remote gatherings and meetings and cancellations. But tonight is different. Tonight is our celebration of hope, and I feel the significance of this name more distinctly and concretely than in any other JCCA gala I have attended. First, I want to sincerely thank our generous event sponsors. Your support helps JCCA continue to offer the highest quality services to some of the most remarkable children, young people, and families in the great state of New York. I want to recognize our institutional partners like UJA Federation, our government partners, and elected officials, some of whom are joining us tonight. And finally, I want to thank our event chairs, Stan Barchet, Judy Messina, Marina Rabinovich, and Barbara Salmonson. You have gone above and beyond to make tonight as special and successful as possible. When we canceled our gala last year, we knew that we would confront tremendous obstacles. even if we could not fully know how deeply our world would change. In the same vein, I was confident that JCCA would continue to care for vulnerable children and families, as we have done for almost 200 years, through world wars, a civil war, waves of immigration, and even the Spanish flu, when we had just opened our Pleasantville campus and still ran huge orphanages throughout New York City. Fast forward to 2021. More than a century later, I had no idea how moving it would be to witness the resilience, creativity, and perseverance of our young people, their families, our committed staff, and partners. JCCA's rallying spirit is inspiring. You'll get a good sense of that tonight. In order to empower JCCA to continue its transformative work on behalf of New York's most disadvantaged children, young people, and families, please participate in tonight's auction. We're going to try to do virtually what we do every year, raise critical funds for the critical services our young people need. Everything from art and music therapy to camping trips and tutoring, the things that normalize life for young people whose lives have been derailed too many times. JCCA's life-changing work is possible because of hope. Hope is the faith we have in ourselves and each other that things will get better. We believe in our clients, our supporters believe in us, and together we will fulfill JCCA's tagline, to repair the world, child by child. It's always been a compelling message, but these days it seems more urgent than ever before. Child by child, adult by adult, all working together to build a better future for all. Thank you so much for being a part of tonight. I hope you enjoy yourselves.
My mom, as much as I love her, she just didn't have the right support systems at that time to really support a young teenage boy growing up in this world. I was real angry, and I didn't know how to express it besides acting out or running away or just uncontrolled expressions of my anger. And I guess I was striving and asking for attention in a way. Just, hey, I'm here, why is nobody seeing me? I just was on that track for a long while until JCCA and really the agency said, okay, we're gonna channel that into something else, something positive. Going from the city where it's all my friends or everything that I'm used to a nice green campus, cottages, it was different. It really gave me time to self-reflect and to understand that, hey, this is what everyone goes through. Everybody goes through these emotions. And the way I was expressing my need and my want for attention, it wasn't healthy.
Many of the kids that we care for have had traumatic experiences, including being separated from their families. It's really about building rapport and trust. And the best way to do that is to have a kid really feel heard.
They, one, provided adult figures who were there for me, something also I didn't have. And they provided me with defense mechanisms so when I got angry, so that I can use myself.
You have to listen with your eyes, with your ears, with everything you've got, your expression. And I hope we do that. And then I hope we use our considerable expertise to provide social work and medical care and significant planning to them and their families so that they end up leaving with more hope.
The JCCA scholarship is a scholarship for youth who want to go and obtain either a bachelor level or associate level degree. It really allowed me to go to the college of my choice.
We have, over the last couple of years, made a significant commitment to what we call LEAP, leadership, education, and achievement pathways, so that all of our young people, including the littlest ones, are considered with respect to their ability to be successful in a career or academically.
I always had this big educational goal, like I wanted my master's. I wanted to go for the stars, but I didn't know how I was going to navigate that at first. My job at JCCA has changed over the last 2 years. I started working as a youth educational advocate because the one thing that I found to be very beneficial for teenage youth or adolescent youth is education. It was like just the perfect position for me because yes, I've been through this. I understand it. And now I can help you navigate it. I've lived this. It's kind of crazy how this job came into place right as like I was transitioning out of care. Yeah, this age, I've been through this at this age, and it's not like I went through this experience 10 or 5 years ago. I went through this literally 4 years ago. I started on the campus. I've been in a group home. I've been in a foster home. So this is all invaluable experience. Nobody else, except for another foster youth, is gonna know how that transitioning feels. They believed in me more than I believed in myself at that time. It wasn't in the interest of JCCA. It wasn't what they wanted me to do. It's what I wanted to do. And they met me there and they said, okay, we believe in you.
Wow, what an incredible reminder of why we are all here tuned in tonight on this somewhat stormy evening here in the great state of New York. I can see many of you are tuning in from New York and Westchester. Shout out to Wendy and Andy Scarsdale. Keep that chat feature fired up. This is the moment where we all can come together and just do our bit. Make sure that we are making this a huge, huge success for JCCA. So as I said earlier, thank you so much for tuning in, for joining. It's been going on for 16 months now, so I'm so thrilled that you're all actually here for JCCA's annual Celebration of Hope, a gala to benefit children and families. So this is life-changing assistance that JCCA is able to provide. And it's only possible because of the likes of you. Yeah, you, people like you who are tuned in right now, people who are committed to the JCCA cause. It's so vital that we continue to keep this messaging out there, whether it's virtual here or if we were in person back in the Rainbow Room. And I remember that evening fondly, my first evening with JCCA. What an incredible experience that was to learn even more about the amazing work that they do and to see firsthand in person just how generous the supporters of JCCA are. Such an amazing community. We will be back under one roof again. I'm sure it's going to be happening sooner rather than later. But at this stage, we're going to continue with this virtual appeal. As with the last JCCA event, don't wait a second. Why are you even listening to me right now? You should be a phone in hand, scanning that QR code or clicking the donate now button and making a donation. It's not like in person where you have to sort of wait for the level, wait patiently for your level to then put your paddle up and give. You can give at any time, and you can also give as many times as you want. There is a goal right there. You can see that over $11,000 has already been raised. So thank you to all of those who have got involved already in the appeal. And I'm going to be sort of still talking you through what each of these donation levels can actually mean. But again, don't wait. It is time right now to imagine what the future holds for all of the JCCA clients and families, to imagine the possibilities of a post-crisis world. So COVID cannot possibly diminish the energy that you have in supporting the JCCA cause. It's needed now more than ever. I promise you, it will feel good as well. So at $10,000, you will actually help JCCA do more for their students. So that's tutoring and tech support, which remain obviously incredibly critical. They're absolutely vital needs for youth and families, for school, for family connection, for telehealth service. Think about how important that is. These are things that we probably take for granted. If you're watching this, you probably take that type of technology for granted. Well, only 42% of city students in foster care graduated on time in 2020. And a big part of that is connectivity. It's so vital that we get that technology to them. So that's at $10,000. I can actually see that we've got a donation at $10,000 from none other than Barbara Salmonson. Thank you so much. Of course, a driving force behind tonight's campaign. So thank you very much, Barbara. I hope you are sat back with a nice large glass of wine or something, or a hot cup of tea during this stormy evening and feeling good about that $10,000 donation. So thank you very, very much. So the learning loss this year that we've already sort of explored, and I mentioned earlier, it's been absolutely catastrophic. We absolutely must help each of the JCCA students enter next school year ready to learn, ready and able and equipped to learn. So telehealth service has been, well, more than proven to be impactful. It is the future, especially with connecting families as well and providing counseling to the young people, which we already heard about how important that is. So at $10,000, another donation from Errol Wallace. I can see these things are now flooding in, which is fantastic. And you also just saw the scholarships can make a huge difference for the young people like Anthony as well. So JCCA invests in every young person so that they can fulfill their promise and reach their goals. So come on, let's get those donations in. Where are we at in the total? Wow, it's already shot up. I've got multiple screens sort of flying around me here and I'm sort of bouncing between them, but we're over halfway there, which is fantastic. So thank you to everyone who's come in at the $10,000 level. Don't forget, I'm not waiting for you to sort of get to a level you're comfortable to give out. Just start giving. I want to see your names flashing up on the screen. To the team behind the scenes, I don't actually see the names on this front end right now. So just there it is. Mark, Adina, Barbara, Barry, of course. Thank you very much. This is fantastic. We're nearly at $50,000 already, and I'm only at the $5,000 level. I love it. Right. Level number 2, $5,000. JCCA will remain a resource for all of their clients and families who continue to feel the impact of COVID-19 pandemic. This is going to be long lasting. And unfortunately, as we heard earlier, the biggest impact are all on the big demographic that really don't deserve it right now, the people who are least likely to be able to support themselves during this time. That's the reality of the pandemic, you know. It's an incredibly sad reality, but overall, it really is disproportionately hitting the likes of the JCCA clients and students and families. So JCCA actually provides grief counseling, emergency food assistance, basic household and childcare supplies, and so much more. So big shout out to Mark Goldberg at $5,000. Thank you very much, Mark, coming in strong with a $5,000 donation. That is fantastic. I mean, we've just seen firsthand during the pandemic that helping families with the immediate needs builds sort of trusting relationships and fosters sort of a healthy development and physical well-being and future success of you know, families and of the clients themselves. There's another one at $5,000. Thank you, Barry. Edinburgh as well at $5,000. Again, once you've made a donation, don't just sit back and drink your tea or your glass of wine. Fire up in the chat feature. Let me know how Who are you thinking about while you're donating? Where are you tuning in from? Who are you watching with? All of that. This is 100% participation. We're looking for everyone to give something. So Adina Fleming has the right idea at $5,000 as well. So our city is opening up, but the economy itself is going to take some time to come back. I mean, I've given up reading the news about the New York City economy, apparently, which is, I despair of it. But the reality is, again, it's disproportionately hitting the likes of the JCCA families and clients. So please donate now. This is the time to give at $2,500. Sorry, can get my words out there. It's never too early to plan for the holidays. Okay, so Thanksgiving, Christmas, Halloween, these are always special days at the JCCA. Team building, there's all sorts going on. There's a lot of connectivity happening during the holidays. And of course, for all of the families involved, this is often their only opportunity to celebrate, to relax, and just sort of share a meal. Again, think how much we take that sort of thing for granted. This is an opportunity for you to help support these traditions and help bring back to life some of that JCCA sort of fun and frivolity that brings this community together. So at $2,500, we got a donation, of course, from the board president, Lou Jaffe. So thank you so much to Lou. And again, let's just give ourselves a very quick reminder now. Why are we donating? Let's watch carefully.
Dealing with foster care, I've dealt with depression, I've dealt with switching homes to home, I've dealt with all of it. So with that going on, you crave for that one family or that one person or that one father figure or mother figure in your life to just really give you that attention that you really want from your own mother.
Our kids are definitely resilient coming from those situations. They don't necessarily get to go home at night to their parents like some other youth in the city. They're going home to somebody they're not necessarily familiar with, and they are putting their trust in that person to make sure that they're taking care of them.
You always wanted that attention from your mother, letting her give you that genuine love, letting her give you that push that you needed to succeed, and hearing from her that she's proud of you.
And it means a lot to know that you have support here. The clients we work with, they look like me. They're young African American, for the most part, they're minority youth who are coming from similar areas in Brooklyn, the rough part of Brooklyn, rough part of the city, I should say.
The experiences that they've had, many of those experiences have been traumatic for them.
Well, from my experience, I was moving to 4 other homes, so in each area I had to learn how to adapt to the new environment, learn how to adapt to new people.
They weren't given the same platform to work with.
It's very, very difficult to really trust somebody.
There was something that was missing, which is why there's this intervention. We at JCCA has become that intervention. We've taken on that role to fulfill those areas of need that were absent.
My name is Jaffe. I am a Youth and Career Development Coordinator here at JCCA.
I'm Trevor John, a Senior Vice President of Campus Services here at JCCA.
I'm not much different from some of the youth that I work with. I grew up in poverty just like some of my kids who unfortunately grew up in poverty.
I thank them for pushing me the way that they did.
My goal is to normalize their experiences here and create their sustainability for when they leave here.
We want to teach them certain little things along the way. They're like, hey, if you do this, this might put you in a better position instead of doing this, going around this route.
It is life-changing. It was for me. And that it's okay to ask for help. You don't have to feel ashamed.
As an intervention, we're only here for a temporary opportunity. Within that couple of months, those couple of years, we have but that much of a window to try to make the difference.
I've seen some kids here, unfortunately, for many different reasons, grow up here. I've seen them grow up here physically, but I've seen them mature as well. For a lot of our kids, the reality is that they look to us. If it's not us, then who? Because they're already in this troubling situation. I always feel like we should not make this situation any worse by not providing them everything that they need to know prior to leaving us. Just to know that, like, you know what, this youth got it, like this youth is on the right track. And I think that makes me more happy than anything to see a youth like doing their own thing and whatever it may be.
JCCA helped me with a lot of things. It actually changed my mindset on how I look at things. The agency is really helping me transform my life. I could thank JCCA for that. I'm grateful for it.
There we go. I knew it. I knew as soon as we got the kids and the staff on screen, those donations would start flooding in. They could do a far better job than I ever can. I can tell you that much for free. So unbelievable. Thank you so much to everyone who's putting these videos together. I think it's kind of one of the small silver linings of this dark COVID cloud, is that we get to actually sort of see and hear from more people as these videos are recorded. And you responded absolutely incredibly. We are at $72,030. Come on, we're so close to $75,000. And during that video, Matt Russman coming in at $2,500, $5,000 from Stan Barshay. So thank you so much. Another $5,000 from Bill Mutterpearl. What a fantastic name. Stephanie Spiegel as well at $5,000. This is fantastic. I love this. I'm so thrilled to be involved with this. Again, we're really close. All you have to do is scan that QR code with your cell phone or hit the donate now button. Let's get this over the line. Let's hit that $75,000. Feels like a bit of a no-brainer now, but we are at the $1,000 levels, and JCCA clients and families are as excited as absolutely everyone else to be able to sort of explore and get out and travel, see the world, communicate, connect again. And JCCA facilitates educational trips. I remember all of those educational trips that I took when I was younger. I used to absolutely love them. I love them, especially the history ones, to places like DC, camping trips, all sorts of like family bonding weekends for children to spend time with their birth parents themselves. And these precious moments are absolutely critical. And to be honest, they are only made possible with your help. So think about that. At $1,000, you can help facilitate these sort of bonding experiences, these trips of a lifetime that will mean so much to the JCCA clients and the families that are involved in them. So think about that, the hiking, the camping, all of the trips to the likes of DC, other cities they may never have been to or ever get the opportunity to see. It's absolutely incredible what JCCA is up to help facilitate that. We're at $77,000, which is fantastic because obviously we hit our goal. But this is America. Come on, we don't just hit goals. We set goals and then we smash them. That's the American way. So let's keep it going. I'm at the $1,000 level. I'm loving seeing these donations flood in. Dale, Riedel, have a, you sit back and relax, enjoy the rest of your evening. You've just donated $1,000. I imagine that feels absolutely fantastic in your heart right now. That's the reality of donating and giving. It taps into that element, that altruistic element that's inside each and every one of us. It feels fantastic. Dale, text all your family and friends. Tell them how good it feels to be donating to JCCA. Send them the link. Everyone should be donating. Sharon Steen has absolutely the right idea here at $5,000. I love it. Thank you very much. Keep these donations flooding in. I've only got 45 seconds left, and I've got a good feeling we've got some more to come in. $500. You can be supporting summer camp. Summer camp is the best. We know it's the best. We know it's the best for connection. It's the best for development. It's all sorts. There's so many reasons why we need to be supporting these children with summer camp. These are children who have been indoors, developing all sorts of, we heard from in the videos earlier how much of an impact it's having on their mental well-being. Well, let's get them to summer camps. Children have been indoors for the better part of over a year, and they need a chance to run and play and connect and meet friends. make friends, build relationships and memories. That's what it's all about, memories. We only have time. That's it. You can't take the money with you. We only have time, and we've got to give these children the opportunity. They have the right to build these memories, and JCCA is right on the front line, making sure they have that opportunity, but they need your support. There we go, 25 seconds left to go. Let's see where we're at on that totalizer. We're at 77,750. Thank you to everyone who has donated. $250 will support a trip to visit a college campus. Again, that could be game-changing, life-changing for many of the JCCA clients. So it could also support a graphing calculator, voice lessons for kids on campus, transportation to meet a potential adoptive family. This is all life-changing stuff. So yes, we started at $10,000, but $250 can make such a massive, massive difference. $100 can even pay for a data plan for cell phone coverage. That's things like textbooks as well, or a monthly Metro card. We know how important that Metro card is. We absolutely know that there's measurable data. It's important for allowing students to connect, for them to commute, for them to get to health, to job interviews, to go and purchase clothes. It's vital that we give these basic essential needs to the kids. So thank you to everyone who's donated. As always, as a community, you have come together and had just done an incredible job. You're well over the $75,000 goal. I absolutely wish, well, we're at $79,000. I reckon someone can throw in $1,000 right now and just get us to 80, because 80 sounds so much better. Anyway, I don't want to outstay my welcome here. Thank you again to everyone who's tuned in this evening. It's been my absolute pleasure to be your virtual fundraising host, and I am hoping and praying we will all be together under one roof the next time we are supporting JCCA. For now, that's all from me here in Dumbo, Brooklyn, New York. Thank you.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jaffe, President of JCCA's Board of Trustees. First, I wanted to say, hopefully this is the last Zoom speech I have to give. Thank you to everyone who just participated in our auction. We are so grateful for your support and belief in our work. Most importantly, thank you for believing in the promise and future of the children and families of JCCA. They deserve the world, and I'm grateful for every chance we get to make a difference in their lives. Of course, there's still time to give, so if you haven't done so already, I hope you will consider joining me in making a gift tonight. On behalf of JCCA's Board of Trustees, I want to acknowledge our co-chairs, our generous event sponsors and donors, and all the people who have made tonight so special. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge JCCA's unbelievable team of professionals. They go the extra mile each and every day to support JCCA's clients and families. JCCA makes a huge impact in this city, and it is an honor to support that work. It has been tremendously meaningful to celebrate with all of you tonight in recognition of the amazing things that happened last year and the wonderful things yet to come. Thank you again, and I hope to see you all in person in 2022. Howard Blibben, JCCA's longest-serving board member, truly embodied Tikkun Olam. Howard knew that the children and families of JCCA needed patience, good humor, and commitment, the same qualities that he shared with his family, his work, and his countless philanthropic involvements. These many commitments enriched his relationships and strengthened his impact. His generosity was boundless. Although he was our trustee for 67 years, that's 1/3 of JCCA history. We were not the only beneficiaries of his limitless goodwill. From his local community in Temple to his alma mater, Howard cared deeply for organizations that cared for others. A philanthropist, veteran, community advocate, family man, and lion in the construction world. Howard literally repaired the world in everything that he did.
Bernard Buchholz, or Bernie, as we knew him, joined the board in 1994, but his relationship with JCCA began more than 70 years ago. He was evacuated from Germany in 1939 in the Kindertransport and arrived in the US after the end of World War II. A few years later, he was awarded a scholarship from JCCA to attend City College, after which he attended Columbia Law School, eventually founding his own law firm, Weiss and Buchholz, in 1986. For more than 25 years, Bernie was a passionate advocate for the children and families in our care, as an enthusiastic member of the scholarship committee, paying it forward to help young adults transform their futures through higher education. I am honored to say that Bernie's unwavering dedication to JCCA lives on through the achievements of the hundreds of young people who received scholarships each year to fulfill their dreams.
It's hard to believe that Peter was only a trustee of JCCA for 10 years. The impact he had, the leadership he provided, felt like he was part of us for decades. As a testament to that, Peter became the president of the board after only being a trustee for 5 years, which was a sign of how much respect and admiration his fellow board members had for him. Peter was a great leader, but there's that old saying that there's nothing quite like showing up. Peter showed up, whether it was graduations for our students, staff recognition events, any sort of campus event. Peter was there. He showed up. He had an encyclopedic knowledge of anything and everything New York real estate. And that was so beneficial to us. He helped so much in so many different programs that were initiated under his leadership. So many fundraising efforts, specifically the Cosmetology Center on campus, which had such a direct and important role in making happen. What I remember most about Peter is he was a very gentle, sort of teddy bear kind of guy, but he could become quite fierce and determined when he wanted to. It was something he cared really very much about. And the children of JCCA were very lucky that Peter, his wife Dawn, his whole family did so much for JCCA. They were so important to us and so much part of our family. We will greatly miss them and greatly thank Peter and his whole family for everything they've done for JCCA, and the children of JCCA, I know, are so appreciative and so much better off for all that Peter did to make their lives better.
My dear friend Arthur Maslow was a shining member of the JCCA family. And when I say family, it's because his leadership was a family affair. Both his father, Charles, and brother, Robert, were JCCA trustees. The Maslows funded 2 important and lasting projects to nurture JCCA's innovation and progress. In addition to endowing annual staff awards for excellence in practice, the Maslow family funded JCCA's Quality Improvement and Research Program, which enabled JCCA to become a leader in the field of practice-centered research. A licensed social worker, Arthur also helped JCCA change its treatment philosophy towards a family-centered approach, still in practice today. Arthur's untiring cheer and support were matched only by his intellect and conviction. Thank you, Arthur. Your legacy of joyful generosity and wisdom will forever light our way at JCCA. We love you and miss you.